Coming up on 6:15 right now, Ochsner hospitals around the state are treating more than 970 COVID patients all across the state. And as an increased effort to fight the pandemic, Ochsner has implemented a mandatory vaccination requirement for all of its employees. Joining us now with more on that is Ochsner CEO and President Warner Thomas. Warner, thank you for joining us. And you've been talking about this for quite some time on this program, that when the vaccine got full okay by the FDA, you guys were going to implement that policy.
That's right. Good morning, Eric. We have been saying that for weeks. When the vaccine came off the UA, we'd go mandatory. We did announce that yesterday internally to all of our employees. And we now will take the next about 8 weeks between now and October 29th to vaccinate the rest of our employees. We're now at 69% of our folks that have gotten a first dose. So we've made great progress in the past few weeks. And I anticipate that this will go, smoothly. We know there's some folks that are concerned about this, but we're doing a lot of education and communication. And once again, we've seen a pretty big uptick in the past few weeks for folks that are getting vaccinated.
And now, how long will your employees have to comply with that? Because when you say, what were you, 69% vaccinated, or at least one shot?
Right.
That's still a lot of employees who are not vaccinated. How long exactly will they have before they're terminated or what?
So they'll have between now and October 29th to become fully vaccinated. After that period of time, they would be, if they're not vaccinated, they'd be suspended where they couldn't work for 30 days in order to have that 30-day grace period to become compliant and to get vaccinated during those 30 days.
And what was the response from people on your team?
I think generally, so far, the response has been positive. I think there are a lot of folks that have been expecting this. I think there are a lot of people, once again, we're almost 70% of our workforce is vaccinated. So that's a very high percentage. And, with the Delta variant continuing to escalate with, nearly 1,000 patients that people see in the hospitals each and every day, a doubling in our ICUs in the past couple of weeks, I think our employees see that this is serious, it's important. We've got a safe and effective vaccine. They need to get vaccinated, and they're complying and they're moving forward.
And I saw a doctor from the National Institute of Health say that he thinks the South has hit its peak, but and you agree with that, we have come down a bit, but we seem to be plateauing.
That's right, and I think it depends on where you are in the state. I think certainly in New Orleans, we see that we've come off the peak. But once again, as I said, we are plateauing. We're not seeing a precipitous decline in hospitalizations. We're seeing now kind of a flattening, especially over the last, probably 7 to 10 days. We saw a decline off the peak after the mask mandate, but I'm very concerned that we are not seeing a continued precipitous decline. And we announced yesterday that since the fourth week of July, we've had to postpone over 5,000 surgeries and procedures across Ochsner. And so what's happening is, as we take care of, more and more COVID patients, now, 89% of those folks unvaccinated, it really is limiting our ability to take care of a lot of folks that need surgery and need other procedures. So it certainly is creating a huge stressor on hospitals across the region.
Yeah, and you've had deaths at Ochsner. We set a new record for deaths yesterday. You're seeing an uptick in vaccinations. You guys are vaccinating at the Dome, the airport, mall, stuff like that.
Our whole strategy is to go where there's people. And, we did about 13,000 vaccinations in the past week. We want to continue to be there where people are so we can vaccinate more and more folks. So we'll go wherever there's crowds of folks, wherever we think we can have an opportunity to vaccinate people, we'll be there. We've got mobile units. And once again, the airport and the mall locations at Lakeside have worked very well. And as you said earlier, we vaccinated about 100 people at the game earlier this week.
All right, Warner, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate that.